Hello, my miraculous friend, and welcome to another episode of the Magnify Your Miracles podcast. I'm Reverend Francis Faden, and I'm so grateful that we get to spend this time together helping you to magnify your miracles. And I'm going to be taking you through a little bit of a mini workshop today. I'm going to be sharing Mother Mary's 4 steps to manifesting really anything. And these 4 steps are the things that she has taught me and that I teach my own clients. And there's a little acronym that she's given me that you can easily remember. So I want you to get out a pad of paper and a pen and your journal or whatever it is that you might need, because we're going to be doing this as we're continuing our conversation about coaching. Let's give you some actual coaching. So before we do that, let's take a deep breath. Bring our awareness to our breathing. If you're driving, please keep your eyes on the road, but you can always bring your awareness to your breath. And as we're breathing, all we're doing is shifting our energy so that we start to become a little bit more aware and a little bit more open and receptive to this information that's coming. And as we feel our energy shift, we feel our whole system start to slow down a little bit, starting to feel that divine presence supporting us, knowing that whatever you need to hear is exactly what you're going to hear today. Let's take one more deep breath together in gratitude, and we can begin. All right, my friend. Well, welcome back once again. If this is your very first time tuning in to the Magnify Your Miracles podcast, I want to thank you. I'm so happy that you found me. And if you've been a long time listener, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you so much, and I'm so grateful for you. And just to give you a tiny little bit of background, I've been working with people doing intuitive messages and energy balancing and all that stuff for decades now. And in 2012, I experienced a visitation from Mother Mary, the energy that I call Mother Mary, which is really the energy of the divine feminine, the energy of unconditional love. And she asked to be part of the work that I was doing and for me to make her presence available for people. And as I've been working with her, with my various clients and the message circles that I do, I've noticed that she has been sharing her wisdom and helping me to help you to really manifest your purpose. If there's any being, any cosmic being that is really dialed in on how to manifest your purpose, it is Mother Mary. It's what she did. I believe it's what she helped Jesus to do, and she's helping all of us to do, is to really step into the reason why we're here. And a big piece of that is starting to own and know that you are a divine being with divine qualities and that you can start to master the process of manifestation. Now, Mother Mary went through her own manifestation process. If you go back a couple of episodes ago, I shared with you a little bit of an insight about whether Mother Mary had a coach or not. I believe she absolutely did. Of course, they wouldn't call it that back then, but that having that person in your life that can be that support, that can hold that mirror up for you, I think is just really, really crucial for being able to step into your purpose and be everything that you can be. And everybody needs to find that person that's the right one for them. And you might have several different ones over the course of your lifetime, but I think it's so important to have that. And this process that I'm going to be sharing with you is the exact same process that Mother Mary went through and that she is guiding us to go through right now. So let's dive in. You have your pen and your paper? All right. So using Mother Mary's life as a model, the very first step is yes, is the word yes. And the letter Y, right? That's the first part of the acronym, is the letter Y. And it stands for yes. And it's saying yes to your purpose. It's saying yes to your desire. Now, not everybody that's listening is working on their purpose, and I totally understand that, but we all have desires. We might want to have an experience of more money. We might want to be able to take a trip somewhere. We might want to be in a loving relationship. We might want to be experiencing greater health, something. We all have a desire. And desire, as I talked about last week, and when I was reviewing that book with Bob Proctor, desire is what unlocks the energy within us that is already there for you to make it happen. So when we look at Mother Mary's life, Mother Mary was given what she calls this invitation. It's called the Annunciation. as if it was an announcement. But really, Archangel Gabriel came and said to Mother Mary, there's an opportunity here. Of all the beings on the planet, you're the one that's being offered this opportunity. Now, I personally believe that if she had said no, that opportunity probably would have gone to somebody else. We might have a completely different story. Who knows, right? But I believe that we're all given that opportunity every day. Every day, Archangel Gabriel is knocking on your door and saying, God has this great idea for you. Are you willing to co create? Are you willing to express this energy through you, as only you can? Again, I do think that, ideas are for everybody. And if we say no to that idea, we don't act on that idea, it stays in the ethers until somebody else comes along and says, I'll do it. And then brings that forth in whatever way. I've seen that happen many times with me with book ideas and other things that have happened that I didn't feel like it was the right time for me. And then I'm like, oh, good, she wrote that book. So I don't have to write that book. Yay. So the first thing that you do is you look like Mother Mary and say, okay, there's an angel here. And that angel for you is your idea. It's an idea, it's a desire, it's something wanting to express through you. And the first question that you ask yourself is, am I going to say yes or am I going to say no? Now, if you say no, manifestation stops right there. But if you say yes, then you can go on to the next step. So, whatever that is, write down what your desire is, whatever it is that you're really wanting to manifest, write that down. And then ask yourself, am I willing to say yes? Not like, yeah, if everything works out the way I want, but like, yes, 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 to the point that I'm willing to get on a donkey when I'm 9 months pregnant and go to Bethlehem, like that kind of a yes, like a yes, no matter what, yes. And this is where a lot of people get stuck. They're like, and I'm working with a client right now that's like, I want that guarantee before I say yes. I want to know that this is going to work out. And it doesn't work that way. We have to say yes. And then everything comes to make that work for you. But we have to commit to it. So decide right now, am I going to say yes? And if so, we go on to the next step. Step number 2, the letter is E. So we have Y and we have E. And that E stands for eliminate cross currents. Eliminate cross currents. You and I have talked about this. If you've been listening to the podcast, you know that I talk about this. Cross currents it's when we have beliefs or feelings that oppose each other, usually in the subconscious mind. Sometimes they can be in the conscious mind too. So let's give you an example. An example could be, I really want to travel the world. I want to go see all these amazing places. And then you have another belief that says, oh, but I really want to be a good mom. And to be a good mom, I need to stay home and, do what my mom did. Okay. Boop. They cross each other out. It's not possible for the part of you that wants to travel the world to stay home like your mom did. Like those two things don't work. That's called a cross current. It can also show up as a feeling. A feeling can be like, let's take the example, like, oh, I really want to, travel the world. And you might have a big fear come up of like, oh no, I'm scared that if I travel the world, when I come back, maybe my friends won't like me or whatever. It might be anything. But fear can also be, boom, it's a cross current. It's a fear that something bad is going to happen if the thing that we say that we desire actually manifests. So eliminating those cross currents is really the key. It's so important. So if you've really said yes and you mean that yes, and you're not making progress, I want you to take a step back and say, where might I have cross currents? Where might I be negating what I say that I want, consciously, subconsciously? And again, this is a big piece of the work that I do in my own coaching practice with people. I'm an intuitive coach. I work with people's energy. I like to call myself an energy coach, really, because this is what I'm doing is I'm helping to really get like what's going on here, because I know that your miracle's already here and it should be coming right in. What's going on? So we take a look to see like, where are those cross currents? And It could be anything, and I really listen for what people say because it often comes out in language where people will say things like, "Oh, I really want to do that, but you can't really make money doing that." And they say it like an offhanded comment as if it's nothing. And I hear that right away. I'm like, "Hang on. Whose voice is that? Where did you get that belief?" "Oh, it's not a belief. It's just." And people try to explain it and it's like, "Nope. As long as you have that in there, boop, they're crossing each other out." And one of the simplest things that you can do to help you with that is to start look for examples that are the opposite of that. So where do you know that somebody's making money doing whatever the thing is that you want to be doing? And again, that's something I really go into when I'm doing my coaching with people, and it's specific to you. So I'm trying to kind of come up with some examples here so you have an understanding of what we're talking about. But this process is really very individualized. And it's one of the reasons why I love connecting with you one on one and being able to work with you that way, because nothing takes the place of that. Nothing takes the place of really being in your energy and really feeling what's going on and helping you to uncover and detangle all of those cross currents that might be there. And very often there's one big one, and if we can get that one, everything else starts to fall into place. Okay. So we have the Y is the yes, we have the E, which is to eliminate those cross currents. And those are the two things that most people need help with, saying a big enough yes, and then getting out of the way whatever needs to be get out of the way. The third one is the letter A, and that's for acting as if. You want to really be that person already. So if your desire is to write a book, maybe that's it. Your desire is to be a best-selling author. I have a client of mine that's one of her things right now. She really wants to embody this energy of being an author. She has said, took her a while, but she said yes to it. We're helping her eliminate those cross currents of any beliefs, any fears that she has about it. And the third way is to start acting that way. So get yourself on a writing schedule. If I was a best-selling author, what would I be doing? Would I have an assistant? Would I have an agent? How can I start, doing whatever those things are? How would I dress if I was that person? So we want to really act the part, be that person. And you can really have fun with that. Let yourself use your imagination and just really let yourself play with, like, what would it be like if I were to really act as if I'm already this person? That can be a powerful, powerful exercise. And then the fourth step of this process is the letter H, and it stands for happiness habits. Happiness habits. And what I mean by that is you say yes, you've eliminated your cross currents, you're in that energy, you're acting as if. And then the last piece is to keep your vibration in as good of a place as you can. Now, we all have ups and downs. It's not about pretending that you're having a good day if you're not having a good day, but it is about cultivating happiness habits. It's about cultivating ways of feeling good. So I want to be clear. I'm using the word happiness because it's something that we can relate to, but it's really about keeping yourself feeling as good as you can on a day to day basis. Knowing that there's some days that you might not feel good, but on average, you're feeling better than not feeling better. And this is the thing that makes your manifestation really start to spiral, because you're keeping yourself on the frequency that is a match for this energy that you are calling into your experience. So, what might those things be for you? And again, totally individualized. You might be someone that listening to music is the thing, that when you listen to music on a regular basis, that gets you in the place and you feeling great. It might be going out for a run. It might be reading something inspirational. It might be sitting down and having a chat with Mother Mary. That's one of the things I do. It could be that you cook yourself a lovely meal. Could be anything, but make it a habit. And one of the things I recommend is that you do feel good things first thing in the morning. I really recommend that. And let's face it, if you've said yes to your manifestation and you've eliminated your cross currents and you're acting as if, it's not going to be so hard for you to be happy because you are in the process of manifestation. You're really in that magnifying your miracle vibration. And so keeping yourself in there. Now, you might need to eliminate some habits. For example, if there are things that make you feel bad, like watching the news or eating certain foods or talking to certain people, if those things bring you down and they bring your energy down, you want to eliminate those things and cultivate the energy of happiness, cultivate the energy of feeling good. Now, when we put all these together, Y is for yes, E is for eliminate those cross currents, A is for acting as if it's already here, and H is those happiness habits. YEAH. It spells the word yeah. Yeah. And I love that. So you can write that acronym down, YEAH. Yeah, because that is how you're going to feel when you have manifested whatever it is that you're wanting to manifest. Isn't that a great acronym? I love it. When Mother Mary gave this to me, I was like, this is awesome. It's the yeah technique, the 4 steps. Yeah. Yes. I'm saying yes. I'm eliminating my cross currents. I'm going to put myself in the energy of people and places that support my vision, which is what Mother Mary did when she went to go see St. Elizabeth. I'm going to act as if this is what I'm doing. I'm going to assume that energy. And then I am going to keep myself in as good a frequency as I can, even if it means, I think about Mother Mary and I think about the fact that here she was, she manifested the beautiful Christ child, right? This beautiful light in the world. And immediately there was a threat to his life. And Mother Mary did not say, I'm going to talk to Herod because I'm such a high spiritual being. I know that I'll be able to change his mind, which a lot of people tell me this. They're like, "Oh, I hang around these people because, maybe I will lift them up. Maybe I'm their inspiration." Meanwhile, they're pulling your energy down, right? Mother Mary doesn't mess around. What does she do? She gets out of Nazareth. She goes to Egypt. She and St. Joseph and baby Jesus, they go to an environment that is supportive of them. Until the environment at home is supportive, they do not go back. This is so important. If you want to feel good, you want to be in an environment that supports you. This is why I invite people to join our membership, the Magnify Your Miracles membership, so you can be around people that have miracle mindset, people that are talking about miracles, people that are talking about connecting with spirit. You want to be around the people who are doing the thing that you're wanting. And it's so crucially important. This H, happiness habit, the energy of keeping yourself in a good space sometimes means that you need to leave a bad space. You need to leave a toxic energy. And it's really, really important that you give yourself permission to do that. Doesn't mean you have to do it forever. Mother Mary didn't stay away forever, but she did stay away until that King Herod energy was out of there and that threat was no longer there and it was safe for her. Once it was safe, once she felt safe, then they come back home and you know the rest of the story. So I would love to know, how do these 4 steps feel for you? Say yes. That's the first one. What are you going to say yes to today? What is your own heart inviting you to do? What idea do you have? What longing do you have? Say yes. Eliminate those cross currents. Do what you need to do to get really clear that if I want it, if I desire it, if I have a true desire coming from my heart, that means it's God desiring it through me. And that means it's for me to have. And I'm going to start moving towards that in whatever way I can. And I'm just going to put a little caveat here and say, you know that your desire is okay as long as it doesn't hurt anybody else. Okay. So I'm not talking about desires of where other people are somehow negatively impacted. No, we're talking about desires that are good for you and they're good for everybody else, right? Eliminate those cross currents. Start to act as if, yep, this is me. This is what I'm doing. I'm moving forward with this. And then cultivate feeling good every day. Create a habit of feeling good every day. And you tell me what happens. So these 4 steps are the 4 steps that Mother Mary wanted me to share with you. I would love to hear from you. If this resonates with you, what you think, what are you going to say yes to? Are you going to take this and make this part of your 2024 or whatever year you're listening to this, your resolution, your goals? You're going to let it support you. This is the exact process that Mother Mary went through, and it's the process that we all go through every day when we're working towards manifestation. All right, my friends. So if you enjoyed this, I would love for you to share it with anybody who you know who might be a manifestation buddy who could use a little inspiration and support. Share it with your friends, your family, social media, whatever works for you. If you're watching this on YouTube, I would love it if you could subscribe and leave me a comment because I read all the comments and I love interacting with everybody. That would be awesome. The most important thing, remember, my friend, the key to magnifying your miracles is knowing your miracle is already here. God bless you, my friend. Bye bye.